Welcome, everyone. Let's get ready for some NBA basketball on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan with Greg Anthony and two Hall of Famers. Doris Burke here at the table, and on the sideline, David Aldridge. It's the 80s team facing the 90s team. Tip-off goes to the 90s team. Now the starting group for the visitors. Kevin McHale out there with Bird. Then it's Magic Johnson. Then it's Michael Jordan. And it's Malone in at the 5. Now here's Stockton. To the right side. Clock at 6. Pippen against Bird. Pippen, no luck. The 80s team with the ball. Bird outside. Fade away. Misses off the left iron.
Listen, he knows he should have made that shot. We'll see if they can work it back to him in that same area.
Yeah, you got to respect the quickness of Pippen. Just terrific at getting to the right spot there in transition.
Now here's McHale. Here's Jordan. Tries again. And that's 2 points on the layup.
And I'll bet that's what they talked about before the game, getting the ball inside early.
Here in the first, a little over a minute played so far. Olajuwon dishes to Stockton. Malone trying to break free. Stockton's shot is off.
I'll tell you, most of the time this guy's going to finish that, but that was tremendous defense that prohibits him from completing the play.
Jordan the pass to McHale. And here's Johnson outside. The rebound by Pippen.
Boy, having a hard time making shots. Just 1 for 4 to start this game.
Yeah, you got to love the recognition there. Stockton just so unselfish, always looking to find the open man.
Malone. And it's slammed in by Malone.
There is an imagination, a creativity. This guy's passing drives the offense.
Stockton kicks to Pippen. Olajuwon against Malone. Kept alive. And they call the foul, so he's got the and one chance here to make it a three-point play.
And for Olajuwon, when you think of rebounding, it's not just his size and lift, also the instincts play a role.
He's getting his first free throw attempt of the game here.
One shot.
And that one falls for Olajuwon. The 80s team with the ball. They trail by 3. Johnson kicks to Bird. Back to Johnson. And stolen by Malone. And taken away by Magic. Good work defensively by Pippen. Johnson against Stockton. Here's Olajuwon. That shot off. Some solid defense here from Malone. Here's Jordan. Rebound by Pippen. So it's the 90s team now. Jordan's shot is off. We're about 3 minutes into this first quarter. On the wing, Johnson, guarded by Pippen. Johnson, the pass to Malone. Outside Jordan. McHale, right side. Unable to get that one. So the 90s team will take it the other way. Pass to Stockton. Malone, left side. Here's Olajuwon. Tries yet again. Malone with the block.
How about the quicks there by Malone to get up and deter that shot, utilizing that size and reach for the rejection. You gotta love his hustle, leaving the defense no time to react.
The finish in transition, nice and easy.
Here is Olajuwon, following the basket by Michael Jordan. Jordan, the pass to Pippen. It's good for his second make. He's made 2 of 3 so far.
Yeah, and Pippen using those long arms inside to get shots off. Feels like no one can guard him down low.
Here's Johnson, and he banks in the layup.
Yeah, another nice bucket down low. They've really been able to work the ball into the post effectively here so far.
Now here's Stockton. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. To the paint. Here's Pippen, and the layup's good off the glass. Here's Johnson. They trail by 3. Dishes to McHale. And McHale gets double-teamed. And here's Bird from the arc. And it's Malone with the rebound. And they're pushing it up. And denied. He sends it right off the glass. Jordan's shot is off. The 80s team with the ball. Johnson outside. And oh, he blocked it and deflects off the backboard. And they're moving it up. Open for 3. The shot that time, not on target. And the 80s team has possession. It's a 3-point game.
That's a finish he'll be bragging about for a while.
As he should. Very impressive.
How about that from your point guard, gentlemen? Playing big at the rim. Okay.
Now, here is Elijah Wan. He has 5.
Boy, what a job defensively. You couldn't play that any better.
Jordan against Jordan. Here's Johnson. And no good. Had a chance to take the lead there.
Boy, a really tough quarter for this guy. Just struggling to make shots right now.
And that one, good. Pippen's got 8 points.
Yeah, and this is what happens when you have a scorer like Jordan on the floor. He attracts all that attention defensively, leaving guys wide open.
So the 80s team called timeout. They're first. Here's Malone. The shot missing. So the 90s team will take it the other way.
Well, you have to like their work on the boards, Kevin, particularly here to start the game.
And so it's Johnson who brings the ball up for the 80s team. They trail by 3. He scores with that shot. Now he's 3 of 8.
This guy reads situations so well, and he knows how to execute.
Passes it to Jordan from deep. A rebound by Johnson.
He couldn't believe how open he was. He just couldn't convert it.
And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact.
No question he got bumped on that shot.
It's his first trip to the line.
Magic Johnson at the line for 2.
That one drops. He ties it up. And the 90s team making a change here. Robinson's checked in. And that one falls, and that puts him up by 1 point.
An efficient night from the line. This is a guy who puts in the work, and it pays dividends.
Jordan against Jordan. Down low, Robinson. It's not going to go for him. Nice D from McHale. And Jordan has it in the corner. That one drops for him. 6 points for Jordan.
Yeah, nice timing there on that catch and shoot. Jordan with such a musical rhythm to his game.
They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
Olajuwon drawn the double team. No good on that one. And the 80s team going the other way now.
I know he's got to be frustrated right now, but the team is fighting from behind. He's got to stay with it.
And the insane peripheral vision there. If anyone's open, even for an instant, Magic's gonna find you.
Now here's Stockton. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. Pippen kicks to Robinson. To the inside. Here's Jordan. Offensive struggles continue, missing again. And now here's Johnson, the fast break chance. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. That's on David Robinson.
As if Jordan weren't challenging enough to guard. The little up fake there, putting the defender at his mercy.
First trip to the free throw line for him in this one.
2 shots.
And the first one drops.
And the defining trait of the greatest of superstars, Jordan makes the players around him better, mentally, in terms of effort, and in terms of their performance.
Both shots good from the stripe. And it'll be the 90s team with their first time out of the game right here.
And momentum going the other way. Can they find some answers?
I think here you have just got to get back to what you do best and then live with the results.
So Payton will bring it up for the 90s team. 7-point differential. Outside Hill. The feed to O'Neal. Over Olajuwon. And there's Shaq. That's good on the assist by Hill.
Unselfishness can be infectious. Terrific teamwork.
Johnson against Payton. And the pass to Jordan. To the middle. Stolen by Robinson. And here we go. Fast break. Payton's got it. Bucket is good.
And that's such good work to make this a one-possession game. Terrific steal to get it all started.
The 80s team making some changes. Abdul-Jabbar comes in for Michael Jordan. And Isaiah Thomas is subbed in for Johnson.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. One shot.
Peyton, a super vocal guy, constantly talking up a storm, always trying to get into the heads of the opposition.
Now here's Thomas. Outside Irving. 6 to shoot. Back to Thomas. There's the 3. Nice shot by Worthy. And the 80s team leads by 5.
Yeah, finding the weakness in the defense. That's the court savvy of Thomas at work.
Peyton passes to Hill. Abdul-Jabbar against Robinson. And that one off the back of the rim and in.
And likes the view from there. He's a strong mid-range shooter.
Well, sometimes when you've got size, your release point is so high that you're going to get a good look no matter what.
Now, here is Abdul-Jabbar. Irving with the ball. No good there off the double clutch.
A fadeaway, not a terrible idea, but he needs to make the game easier on himself. He's overcomplicating things.
Fouled in the act of shooting. Gets the bucket anyway, so a 3-point play chance for him. So Drexler will go to the free throw line. It's going to go on Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
One shot.
And it's tied up with that one. Now Thomas. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. To the left side wing. And Dr. J slams it in.
And you love the quick ups, but then how about that explosiveness on the finish? Irving, man, he just has incredible gifts.
Now here is Hill. Kicks it to Drexler. Knocked away and stolen by Irving. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. It's going to go on Clyde Drexler.
And guys, it's crazy. He really was a late bloomer. You know, Irving didn't have the big-time amateur career you hear about with some stars, but boy, he's more than made up for it.
This is his first free throw of the game. That's good from Irving. Morning's checked in for Robinson. Both free throws good for Irving. The 90s team on offense, trailing by 4. Here's Hill. No good on the shot, a bit long that time. On the wing, Irving. Drexler defending. We've got 1:23 left to play in the first. Abdul-Jabbar kicks it over to Worthy. Just 4 to shoot. Offensive rebound. Pass to Elijah-Wan. Over Peyton. And Elijah-Wan with the basket on the assist from James Worthy. And the 80s team leads by 6. Peyton outside. Pass to O'Neal. Now here's Drexler. Poked away to the paint. Looks for Mourning. Gets it to him. And the rejection by Abdul-Jabbar. And the ball out of play. The 80s team will inbound. An outstanding defensive play to earn the Mobile One block.
And read the play perfectly. Gets himself in the air at the right moment. Terrific denial.
So for the 90s team, Ewing comes in for O'Neal. Hardaway is subbed in for Clyde Drexler. 41 seconds left to play here in the first. Thomas dishes to Irving. Back to Thomas. Irving passes to Abdul-Jabbar. Down to 5 on the shot clock. The dish to Irving. Lets it go from 14. And it's wide right. Hits off the rim. Here's the break. And Hill throws it down.
Yeah, one of the great in-game dunkers we have. Grant Hill, he might not put on a show with his dunks, but it doesn't make him any less impressive.
Passes to Olajuwon. That one falls, coming off of Thomas's feet.
This is what we call highly efficient play. Working off the screen, getting to the cup.
And so it's the visiting team, with their lead standing at 6 points here at the end of the quarter. And it's been their rugged defense setting the tone. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Ladies and gentlemen, dance team.
And thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we've played through one quarter of action so far. And taking a look, guys, at the 80s team performance. What are your thoughts?
Guys, I love their defense in that first period. They were in position and just challenging shots.
Well, I think they combined great intelligence with great effort, and you can see the results.
We've got Hardaway. Ewing is out there with Mourning. Then there's Payton. And it's Hill in at the 3. Here's Olajuwon. Thomas trying to break loose. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
No, I tell you what, he earned his money on that foul.
First trip to the free throw line for him in this one.
Hakeem Olajuwon.
And the first one at the line is good. The 80s team making a switch here. Wilkins is checked in. That one falls, so he hits both of them. And here's Payton. He'll bring it up for the 90s team. 8-point game. And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's the second quarter of play. On the court for the 80s team, they've got Thomas. Abdul-Jabbar is out there with Olajuwon. Then there's Dominique Wilkins. And it's Dantley in at the 3, the small forward. And here is Thomas, following the three-pointer by Gary Payton. It's taken away by Payton. And he finished it off with a lay-in. Payton's got 5 points now this quarter.
And how about the determination there from Payton? The glove showing off his fast hands yet again.
Wilkins. Here's Olajuwon. Fouled on the shot and picks up 2 points. So 1 free throw coming up.
You have to appreciate the doggedness and intensity on the glass. Wow.
Gervin's checked in for Wilkins. And that one falls for Olajuwon.
And they have yet to miss a shot from the line here this quarter.
Gervin against Hardaway. No one near Peyton as he lets it go. Misses the hole, and he's now 3 for 4. The 80s team with the ball. 6-point lead. That one goes in. Olajuwon's got 11 points.
And that's just too deep. Olajuwon with way too many moves in there, almost automatic.
Here's Peyton. Peyton, that's good.
And that's his strong suit, the ability to find his way through the D and finish at the rim.
And the 90s team making a change here. Malone's checked in. Second quarter of action, about a minute and a half played. Thomas feeling it out a bit. They get it back. Olajuwon. Nice work on the boards, paying off with the basket. Olajuwon's got the lead up to 8 now for the 80s team. Peyton kicks to Hardaway. Second quarter of play with around 2 minutes gone so far. Ewing the pass to Hill. Hardaway trying to free himself up.
And beyond the obvious physical skills, Kareem just has a great understanding for the game. Times his move perfectly to get that shot.
It's taken away by Peyton. And here we go. Peyton heading to the hoop. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
Yeah, way to play in attack mode and get to the line.
And these are his second and third free throws tonight.
Gary Payton. 2 shots.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
That's good from Peyton. So for the 90s team, Olajuwon's checked in for Ewing, and it's Jordan in for Grant Hill. And both free throws good for Peyton. And here in the second quarter of action with a hair under 2.5 minutes played so far. Back to Thomas. Now the pass to Gervin. That's in there. Thomas with the assist. Thomas got 4 assists now tonight.
Well, if you offer no resistance defensively, he's going to knock down the 3. It's really that simple, guys.
And the 90s team calls time here. Hakeem Olajuwon with a strong contribution so far in this one.
He's just really a one-man wrecking crew down low. And with this timeout, they've got to make some adjustments because he's been steady inside.
Scottie Pippen's checked in for Gary Payton. The 80s team making a switch here. And we're now a little over 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. Hardaway passes to Pippen. Hardaway against Gervin. Outside Pippen. Pippen is doubled. Shot clock at 6. And the 90s team making a change here. Stockton's checked in. The 80s team making a switch here. On defense, the 80s team. They lead by their biggest margin of the game, 9.
Stockton, just a remarkable point guard. Lights out shooter and an even better distributor.
It's his first trip to the line.
John Stockton at the line for 2.
Shooting 2.
Free throw good, Stockton.
And guys, this is the way to stay in the game. They're doing a masterful job from the line. Perfect this quarter.
And Stockton drops them both. The 80s team with the ball. Now here's Johnson. He's got 8. Malone dishes to Johnson. Pass to Bird. Over Stockton. Jordan with the rebound. Jordan's got 4 rebounds in this game. The open shot, Stockton. That falls. Nice feed that time from Scottie Pippen.
I love the ball movement there. He put that on a silver platter. Just served him up.
Pass to Malone. Kicks it out to Johnson. Off target from three-point range.
Boy, he won't miss many from that spot. The defense gets lucky there.
The 80s team making some changes. McHale's checked in for Olajuwon, and it's Jordan in for Gervin. And the 80s team has possession. It's a 5-point game. The offensive rebound, Malone. Misses the layup. And the ball out of play, the 80s team will inbound. From the inbound, and the rejection by Pippen.
And it's always been about the effort defensively for Pippen, known as a stopper and a fantastic shot blocker to boot. And I like the fact that he really was unfazed by that scoreless first quarter, and now you can see him getting into a rhythm.
Here's Johnson. John Stockton making his last shot. Good work defensively by Malone.
Well, when you've been struggling as he has, you love that your teammates have really stepped up and taken the challenge.
Stockton passes to Pippen. And they're unable to get the tying basket there. Here's Johnson. Olajuwon with the block.
Without a doubt, one of the most versatile shot blockers in the game. Olajuwon does it in the painted area as well as along the perimeter.
Now here's Stockton. He has 6. And a wide open look for Jordan. And it's all evened up. Jordan's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. And the 80s team has possession. Time called here. The 80s team will talk it over.
They're trying to stem the tide here.
Yeah, this is why you hate to lose momentum. It can be hard to get it back.
Ladies and gentlemen, dance team.
Johnson outside. Malone outside. Passes it to Jordan. He dishes it to Bird. 5 to shoot to stop the drought, and it's blocked by Jordan.
And one of the league's most effective shot blockers from that guard position. Jordan can do it and help defense or on the ball.
Lets it go from the wing. No good off the back of the rim.
And that's where you want to make the next pass. This guy is a good scorer, but the defense was right on him.
And that one's good by Pippen.
Well, great decision to kick it out. Trust that your teammate will knock down the shot.
Bird outside.
And that's foul number 2. And maybe you don't sit him at this point, but you really have to be careful to not pick up another before half.
Here's Johnson. He's got 8. The pass to Malone. 5 on the clock. Outside Jordan. From deep.
And this has really become a struggle for them. Their shots aren't dropping, and it's reflected on the scoreboard. They need to put everything they have into getting high percentage shots. And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
Time called here. The 80s team will talk it over.
Good timing. They're really struggling offensively.
Sometimes it just feels like misses become contagious. He wants to settle his guys down right now.
I want 200 checkers, so if they want us your records, you just want to affect us. Take my boys to Mecca, oh my blessing, with my dogs. They try to give me, I bet I get to heaven. I stay away from, I'm such a gifted. I'm seated on the floor, she can see the loafers. Showing love to the season ticket holders. Showing love to the season ticket holders. Showing love to the season ticket holders. We do this for the city, you. The whole city.
Robinson's checked in for Karl Malone. Pippen with the steal. To the inside. And it's Robinson with the jam.
And beginning to take charge of this game. This could be a crucial point.
Well, working hard, building out a small lead, but you can't afford any kind of letdown here.
Now here's Jordan. 8 points for him. Here's Bird. He feeds it to Malone. Another miss, and they've really hit a rough patch here. And here we go. Here's Pippen. A shot, no good. And the 80s team going the other way now. Johnson against Pippen. Looking to get back on track here. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. On the night, he's gone 2 for 2 at the stripe.
Magic Johnson at the line for 2.
And that one falls for Johnson. The 80s team making some changes. Worthy comes in for McHale, and Irving subbed in for Larry Bird. Good on both. So, it's the 90s team now, leading by 5. Pass to Olajuwon. Pippen for 3. Good on the three-point shot. Pippen's got a pair of triples in the second now for the 90s team.
Well, they're winning largely because of this guy's play. He has been sensational.
Johnson, the pass to Jordan. Puts it up from 15. They get it back. Malone. And the rejection by Pippen. Stockton outside. And here's Jordan outside. Here's Robinson. A chance to extend the lead to double digits, but it's no good. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
One of the most feared, versatile scorers at that forward position. Big game James always seems to make the most out of any situation.
First trip to the free throw line for him in this one. Free throw drops for Worthy. So for the 90s team, O'Neal comes in for Elijah Wan. And Clyde Drexler has subbed in for Jordan. And both free throws good for Worthy. The 90s team on offense. 6-point game. Pass to O'Neal. Here's Drexler, and he gets it to go from the high post. Drexler's got 5 points so far.
And how about O'Neal zipping passes over to his guys, using that height to find open teammates?
On the wing, Johnson. He's got 10, and the rejection by Pippen. And it's out of bounds. Still the 80s team ball. Drexler against Irving. 6 on the shot clock. That's basket number 2 with his third shot off to a fast 2 for 3. Irving's gone 2 of 3 from the field. Feeds it to Pippen. And Pippen slams it in.
And they're just doomed if they keep letting them post up like that.
You've got to deny the position to afford them no opportunity at making that entry pass into the post.
Now here's Malone. Outside Irving. Back to Malone. Over Stockton. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. That's on Shaq.
Yeah, and Malone excels at putting himself in a great position, really on both ends. Just a dynamite rebounder and interior scorer.
This is his first free throw of the game. Free throw drops from Malone. And the 90s team making a change here. Hill's checked in. The 80s team also changing it up. Abdul-Jabbar's checked in for Wilkins. And Thomas subbed in for Magic Johnson. And both free throws good for Malone.
And it's been a really good day for him at the line. Some other bigs have well-documented problems on their free throws. He's not one of them.
Now here's Stockton. He has 6. Here's Hill. And that one goes long. Hill's gone 1 of 4 so far. And Thomas has it in the corner. James Worthy on the wing. Thomas trying to break loose. Great positioning on the putback.
Yeah, Malone is an absolute nightmare on the offensive glass. Does a great job of establishing that position for that putback slam.
The shot's good from Stockton.
And guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with their work down low.
Bounce pass Thomas. Here's Irving. That one falls, coming off of Thomas's feet. Thomas got his 5th assist in this one. Outside Hill. Wants to get it to Robinson, and does.
Love the show of force there from Robinson. When he's deep inside, it is clear for takeoff.
Irving looking over the floor. Thomas gets a wide open look. Hits it from three-point range. Thomas got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. Stockton against Thomas. Passes it to O'Neal. Count it. And the 90s team leads by 5.
Just impressed with the teamwork out there, setting the table for one another.
1:05 left in the first half. 80s team working now with a new shot clock.
Oh, a nice tip in to salvage the points from that missed shot.
Yeah, and those second chance points can add up. Now here's Stockton. He's got 8 with the floater, and that one drops. Stockton's got 10.
Man, have they been effective at getting the ball inside.
Thomas passes to Worthy. Back to Thomas. Here's the 3. Robinson pulls it in. And so it's Hill with it. He brings it up for the 90s team. Leading by 5. There's the pass to Robinson. Shot on the wing. Offensive rebound. O'Neal. And the basket is good, and he's got a chance here for one more at the line.
The plan of attack is obvious. Get the ball inside and go strong to the rim.
So for the 90s team, Morning's checked in for Robinson. Hardaway comes in for Clyde Drexler. And it's Payton in for Stockton.
One shot.
The free throw off from O'Neal. And here's the break. Here's Gervin. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. It's his first trip to the line.
George Gervin at the line for 2.
Free throw good, Gervin. And both free throws good for Gervin. So it's the 90s team now. It's a 5-point game. Outside Hardaway. Over Gervin. That's good on the jump shot. Hardaway has got his first bucket of the night. And so it's the home team heading to the bench with a 7-point lead as we wrap up the quarter. They've set the tone. They love their tempo. They're going to be very tough to stop. Back to the action after this word. And we hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. We're halfway through the game. What can you say? Scottie Pippen, an impressive effort here today.
And you know he's going to put up points every time out, but boy, he made it look so easy in that first half.
And let's see if he continues that trend the rest of the way. He certainly has the talent and the endurance to do just that.
And for those of you just tuning in, thanks for being with us. The second half of this game still to play. Malone is out there with Olajuwon. Then there's Pippen. Then there's John Stockton. And it's Jordan in at the 2. Johnson outside. Malone left side. Shot clock at 5. Over Olajuwon. Good D by Olajuwon. On the court for the 80s team. Magic Johnson is out there with Michael Jordan. Then there's Moses Malone. Then there's Bird. And it's McHale in at the 4. Here's Bird following the basket by Michael Jordan. Back to Johnson. Great play by Bird to set it up. Bird's got 3 assists now in this one.
Proving once again that he can flat out do it all. Magic phenomenal at creating off the dribble, this time burning the defense with the catch and fire.
Stockton's shot is good.
Boy, that's beautiful touch on the floater. And let's remember, not everyone has that shot in their arsenal.
Pass to McHale. Malone kicks to Johnson. He's looking for Jordan and finds him. From 6 feet. No good on that one. So the 90s team will take it the other way. And there's Stockton. That's good on the assist by Jordan. Jordan's got 6 assists now in the game. Third quarter of play with just over a minute and a half gone by. Johnson outside. Pass to Jordan. And now let's revisit that exceptional mobile 1 block.
And they're determined to add to the lead, not with more offense, but with big-time D.
Here's Malone.
Well, trying to find themselves in the second half here. Just 1 for 4 from the field. Can someone in the group get hot? Let's see.
Malone tips it back in. Malone's got the lead up to 13 now for the 90s team.
Those defenders just look a little bit gassed. I mean, they're getting pushed around on that low block.
Johnson against Pippen. Here's McHale. Goes back up. Up again. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
Just in a perfect position to grab that rebound and then get the putback.
Johnson against Stockton. Now here's Malone. He's guarded closely. Over McHale. And it's Malone missing. The 80s team with the ball. Outside Jordan. Passes to McHale. Outside for Jordan. Drills the three-pointer. Jordan's got it back down to within single digits for the 80s team. Outside Jordan. Now the pass to Malone. Outside for Jordan. Shot is good off the back rim and in. Jordan's got 9 points.
From that in-between range, they've been the much better team.
To the wing right side. Pass to Johnson. Back to Jordan. Clock at 6. Malone in the high post. Here's Bird. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Bird's got his second bucket of the night.
You're fighting to keep the possession alive, something this guy does so well.
Down low, here's Malone, and Malone with the stuff.
I love watching Malone just use that strength. He's so good at just kind of burrowing his way inside and then finishing above the rim.
Now here's Jordan, 11 points in the game. Off the mark with the outside fadeaway, and they're on the break. Here's Pippen, lets it go from the baseline and nails it. And it's a 12-point 90s team lead.
And with the lead, I like the strategy here. Continue to get the ball to guys who can do something with it.
One thing we've learned in the NBA, the game is never over. So you've got to continue to score, continue to build your lead.
He gets it in there.
Yeah, and this is what happens when you have a scorer like Jordan on the floor. He attracts all that attention defensively, leaving guys wide open.
Now here's Stockton. 14 points for him. Jordan trying to free himself up. Pippen, no luck. And the 80s team has possession, trailing by 10. And on our sideline, our reporter, David Aldridge.
Kevin, thank you. Now, we have seen continued growth with the NBA's affiliated leagues the last few years. Think about the explosion in popularity of the WNBA, the Basketball Africa League, expansion of the 2K League, greater pay in the WNBA and the G League pathway, along with the unionization of G League players. The league continues to show its commitment to expanding opportunities on multiple levels. Guys, back to you.
Thank you, David. Yep, that one goes in there. Bird's got 6 here in this quarter.
They seem to concede that shot, and his response is, thank you very much.
Outside Jordan. And here's Stockton. Malone. And good work on the boards, and they pick up the second chance points. Malone's got his 3rd basket of the night right there. Johnson surveying the floor. The 10-footer. No good from Jordan.
Boy, the wheels have definitely fallen off in this quarter. He cannot buy one.
Oh, inflicting some punishment with the two-hand flush.
They're going for the throat. Now here's Johnson. He's got 12. It's Jordan on the wing. Malone down low. He's guarded by Olajuwon. That one's good, and the 90s team lead is cut down now to just 12 points with the basket from Malone. Stockton passes to Malone. Bounce pass from Jordan. And Olajuwon gets it to go on the assist from Michael Jordan. Jordan's got assist number 9 now. Wow, what an effort here tonight. Now here's Johnson. Michael Jordan on the wing. Nice shot from the wing. Jordan's got 13. These guys have had some good motion on offense. Nice assisting.
And when everyone's involved offensively, it has a way of helping you on the defensive side as well.
Here's Pippen. 20 points for him. Olajuwon drawn the double team. Malone with the block. And it's out of bounds to the 90s team. Clock is at 3. And then Hardaway with the dunk.
And credit the screen for giving him the space he needed to get to the rim.
For sure, GA allows him to come in with the sledgehammer.
Boy, that's a play you just practice time and time again, and that's the result of the work put in.
Here's Thomas. Used the shot fake to create the angle, but couldn't get it to fall. He lobs up the alley-oop pass, and Shaq with the slam.
And how about the reach of O'Neal there? A huge target for his teammates on these alley-oops.
And it's Thomas with the ball. He brings it up for the 80s team. It's a 16-point game. Banked in off the glass. Thomas got his 2nd basket of the night.
Well, what a terrific possession. Attack in the painted area.
Pass to O'Neal. A 3 from Drexler. Here's Ewing. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
Wow, he got whacked on that one. Shouldn't be much debate there.
First trip to the free throw line for him in this one.
Patrick Ewing taking 2 shots.
First free throw is good. The 80s team making a switch here. Gervin's checked in. He hits one and misses one, each at the line. The 80s team with the ball. Here's Dantley, and Ewing sends it back, but he stays with it. Dantley the pass to Gervin. Offline with his three.
He is too good a shooter, guys, to be left open like that. The defense just dodged a bullet there.
Here's Dantley. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. He feeds it to Abdul-Jabbar. He can't hit that time. Great defense that time from Ewing. Payton against Gervin. Hardaway up top. Now here's Shaq. Defense is right there. Shot clock at 6. Wilkins against Drexler. Over Wilkins. Misses off the right iron. Here's Dantley. And he takes it in for the layup off a very nice feed.
Yeah, he needs to take a lot more shots. He's been efficient, trying to get his teammates involved, but it's time for him to step up.
Payton looking it over. Passes it to Ewing. Floats one. Keeps it alive. It's good on the putback. O'Neal's got 10 points in the game.
How about the anticipation and the timing there? He is all over it.
Gervin with it. 5 points in the game. And the pass to Abdul-Jabbar. Wilkins against Hardaway. And Shaq pulls it down. Shaq's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Drexler. Second shot opportunity. Abdul-Jabbar with the block. And he recovers it. 1:25 left in the third quarter. Gervin outside. O'Neal against Olajuwon. Knocks it loose. Stolen by Drexler. And here's the fast break. Here's Payton. Sinks the three-pointer. 15 points in the game.
You know, a lot of coaches might let you hear it for taking the three-pointer on the break, but I like the decision there. The D had already collapsed inside.
Now here's Gervin. Pass to Dantley. Here's Wilkins. Guarded by Hardaway. From about 16. And it's Drexler with the rebound.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
That's tipped. Gervin outside. There's 25 seconds left here in the third quarter. And that one's on target from the wing. Gervin against Payton. We've got 13 seconds left in the third. Just 5 to shoot. Ewing trying to get open. Payton, good. Payton's got 17 now.
And those are the kinds of plays that are just killing them right now.
And so it's the home team with an 18-point lead as the quarter comes to a close. And their ability to get points in the paint has made all the difference in this one. We come back right after this. And it's time to bring up the State Farm assist of the game.
And he sliced the D wide open with his feed. They had no chance to prevent that basket.
Well, that's what a great pass will do, right? You love the unselfish play.
And with the fourth quarter upon us, time is running out for this game to become competitive. So, it's the 90s team now. 18 points separating the teams. That's the biggest lead of the game. They've got Mourning, Hill out there with Robinson. And it's Michael Jordan, and it's Hardaway in at the 1.
Well, he hasn't proven to be much of a floor spacer for them. He had the 1-3, but that was back in the first half.
And guys, he's not an easy man to stop when he's got the rim in his sights.
Never has been, never will be. He is a determined finisher.
One shot.
Here's Hardaway. Pass to Jordan. With some arc. Whistle blows. Bucket is good. And he'll have a chance at the line to make it a three-point play.
Yeah, catching the defender there off balance. Jordan with the great strength to convert through contact. Let's see what he can do there at the line.
Free throw good, Jordan.
And the defining trait of the greatest of superstars, Jordan makes the players around him better, mentally, in terms of effort, and in terms of their performance.
And it's out of bounds. Still the 80s team ball. The 80s team making a switch here. Johnson's checked in.
Magic Johnson.
Gervin against Hardaway. Hardaway with the steal. A second chance effort, and it's blocked right out of the air and controls it. Johnson against Jordan. Johnson, the pass to Olajuwon. Olajuwon drawn the double team. 20 feet out. And it's Gervin missing. This could get even more out of hand if they continue to put up points.
Wow, Kevin, what a performance we are seeing.
Jordan's shot is off. The 80s team with the ball. Passes it to Worthy. Olajuwon with it. Hardaway picks him up. Here's Irving. Now the feed to Worthy. And finished off by Worthy.
That is ferocious.
You said it. That was ferocious. Outside Jordan. The pass to Robinson. That shot misses. And the 80s team going the other way now. Worthy, the pass to Johnson. No good on the triple. Guys, they have a really solid lead at this point.
Definitely, and they haven't faced much resistance. Yeah, nice, silky finish on the alley-oop from the stupendous feed.
That sequence couldn't have been executed any better. Gervin outside. And good coming off the assist by Magic Johnson.
Pick works well there. Not much resistance from the D.
It takes incredible effort to stay connected to the hip of the offensive player. You've got to want to work.
And the 90s team calls time here. So it's both teams making substitutions here. A little over 2.5 minutes have passed here in the fourth quarter. Stockton passes to Olajuwon, and 3 from Jordan drops in the tray. Jordan's got 10 points in just the second half.
A good look there, and he didn't waste it. His second 3 of the game.
Pass to Jordan. Johnson, wide open, he fires. Tried to answer back, but that 3 is off the mark. Pippen dishes to Olajuwon. Back to Pippen. Pass to Malone. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. It goes on Kevin McHale.
And Malone, a remarkable power forward. His footwork, incredible. And that jump shot is wet.
2 shots.
Free throw drops for Malone. And both free throws good for Malone. And so it's Johnson who brings the ball up for the 80s team. McHale outside for the 3. And good, coming off the assist by Magic Johnson. Johnson's got 6 assists in the game.
He is just always a step ahead of the defense. Magic runs this offense with absolute precision.
Pippen for 3, and it's good. He's made 2 for every one he's missed. 10 of 15 in the contest.
His first triple of the second half. That makes 3 for the game.
Johnson, the pass to Bird. Back to Johnson. From past the arc. Bangs home the trifecta.
The real. Come at us, and we're coming right back at you.
And you would expect nothing less from these two, taking pride and making plays.
Outside for Jordan. Stockton against Johnson. 6 to shoot. Back to Stockton. Pulls it up. Rebounded by McHale. McHale's got 6 rebounds now in the game. Here's Jordan. The rebound by Pippen. Pippen's got rebound number 9 now. What an effort here tonight. Really left alone that time. And the 90s team leads by 21.
Yeah, you have to make greater effort than that defensively. You know what he can do from range.
Well, to me, that's just inexcusable. You start to wonder how much they really want this basketball game.
Now here's Johnson. Bird outside. They get a hand on it. Whoops, there's the 24-second shot clock violation, so they'll turn it over. Stockton against Johnson. Pass to Olajuwon. Malone outside. Stockton outside. Here is Olajuwon. Malone with the block. Bird outside. Pippen with the steal. 2-on-1 as they jump out on the break. Here's Stockton. It's hauled in by Malone. The 80s team with the ball. The pass to Johnson. Johnson double teamed. It's stolen by Olajuwon. Pippen for 3. Connects from three-point range. Pippen's got 26 points.
He's hit 4 now from behind the arc, 2 in each half, making an impact.
Timeout.
Time called here. The 80s team will talk it over.
Well, it's been an express lane to the rim. Coach can't be happy about that.
Well, poor rotations, poor communication. There's a lot to figure out right now.
Outside Jordan. Back to Johnson. Pass to Malone. He feeds it to Bird. Gets it to drop, and now he's shooting at a 5 for 8 clip.
You love that this guy doesn't get down on himself after a rough first half. Keep your composure and keep grinding.
Pass to Olajuwon. Wants to get it to Malone and does.
Good look there as well. And this is what Hakeem's worked on. Pay too much attention to him and he'll burn you with a nice find.
Bounce pass from Jordan. Malone outside. Outside Jordan.
And that fourth foul, guys, might force him to scale back the aggression from a defensive standpoint. He does not need, nor does the team need, number 5.
'90s team on D. They lead by 24, their biggest margin. Here's Malone. That's good, and it's Johnson with the assist. Johnson's got his 7th assist here tonight.
Ooh, finally hitting one from range. That's his first 3 of the night.
Right wing. McHale against Malone. Back to Stockton. Outside Pippen. 5 on the clock. Releases. And it's Johnson with the rebound. Johnson's got his 6th rebound on the night. And they call an illegal screen here.
That's free.
And that'll make a pair of turnovers for him in just the last few minutes. So he's got to be a little bit more deliberate with the ball out there.
This has been a one-sided affair.
Yeah, they've done a nice job of extending their lead and maintaining that intensity level.
Now here's Malone. Stockton outside. Great D that time from Bird. And here's the fast break. Jordan leading the way. Rebounded by Malone. The 90s team on offense. The biggest lead of the game was 24 points. Passes it to Pippen. Malone outside. Olajuwon against Malone. Malone with the block. And there's the pass to Johnson. Out to the right wing. McHale kicks to Johnson. Looking to get it going. And Jordan sends it back. Pushing it up. And there's Stockton. That's good on the assist by Pippen. Stockton's got 5 points now this quarter.
Defense, for me, just hasn't made the commitment to sprint back in transition, and that's why you see such a huge differential in fast break points.
Now here's Jordan. Pass to Malone. From outside, off the mark. The 90s team on offense. Stockton outside. Jordan inside. He's against Jordan. Good work there as it goes.
And you can just see the extraordinary competitiveness. MJ staying laser focused after absorbing the contact.
Now here's Johnson. Bird left side. The shot off that time. Now Pippen. Over Jordan. Here's Malone. The rebound by Johnson. Johnson's got his 7th rebound here tonight. Bird outside. "20 feet out. He can't get it to go. So the 90s team will take it the other way. Bird against Pippen. It's Jordan on the wing. Pass to Olajuwon. He kicks it to Malone. Here's the floater. The shot will not fall. Some solid defense by Malone. Here's Johnson. Dishes it to McHale, and it's in there.
Well, the coach loves this kind of ball movement. Anytime you create something inside the free throw line, you know it's a good look.
Jordan against Jordan. Jordan dishes to Pippen. Passes it to Malone. McHale against Stockton. And they call the foul, so a chance at the line for one more coming up.
And Stockton almost impossible to guard in the pick and roll. When he gets a little daylight, he is always ready to pull the trigger.
One shot.
Now here's Gervin. James Worthy on the wing. It's Wilkins on the wing. Guarded by Hardaway. It's Wilkins with the drive.
You can appreciate the fight now, but it isn't how they came into the game.
No doubt. It felt like they were a little tight for much of the evening. Now they're in a better flow, but it may be too little too late.
A nice shot by Ewing.
Saw the opportunity to put this away and did not turn it down.
Yeah, playing with great energy and great effort. And as a coach, you'd love to see this from your team every single night.
Here's Abdul-Jabbar. Patrick Ewing picking up that last basket. There's 31 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. Inside. Good work defensively by Gervin.
That's a surprise. I mean, really out of character for him to miss when the defense is not right up on him.
Dantley the pass to Abdul-Jabbar. That one doesn't go. And here's Stockton. So we see the 90s team get the win here. They poured it on tonight. Dominant showing in front of a crowd that loved every minute of it.
And, you know, this game could really be a defining one for what they can do when they are playing at their best. I mean, being here at home no doubt helps, and the execution was flawless.
For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time.